Okay, so in this video we have these two equations and we have to solve for the values of x and y. Okay, so it is a little bit longer, so I will want to cut things very short. What we're going to do first of all is to make x or y the subject from any of the two equations. Alright, so I would prefer equation 2 because that one would be a little bit simple. So making y the subject from equation 2. From equation 2, we can write y to the power of log y equals 11 minus x to the power of log x. Alright, now we can take log on both sides. The base is base 10. Alright, anytime you write a log without any base, it is assumed to be having a base of 10. Alright, so same thing to the right hand side of the equation. Alright, now this can move to this side. So we are going to have log y multiplying another log y equals log 11. Yeah, something like this. Okay, now because these two terms are the same, they are going to multiply to give us this, then equals the same thing over here. Alright, so from here we are going to take the square roots on both sides of the equation. Get something like this. Then because the base over here is 10, if you want to get rid of the log, we are going to have y equals 10 to the power square roots of this whole thing over here. So if we make y the subject, this is what we are going to get. Okay, so let's name this as equation 3. So we are going to replace y with this expression into equation 1. Right, since we made y the subject from equation 2, we have to do the substitution with the other equation. So with the other equation, we are having x to the power of log y plus y to the power of log x equals 2. Alright, now we will want to make things a little bit simplified. Alright, so before the whole of this, let me just get rid of these ones. Alright, so let's represent that whole thing in the square roots, or the expression in the square root together with that square root with another variable, let's say a. So we're going to have y equals 10 power a. Alright, so we are having our first equation to be this equals 2. Alright, so replacing y with 10 power a, going to get s raised to the power log of 10 power a plus 10 power a raised to the power log x equals 2. Okay, so we're going to get x, this a travels to this side, so we're going to get x raised to the power of a log 10 plus this gives us 10 raised to the power a log x equals 2. Alright, now we know that this log 10 is the same thing as 1, so we are going to have this plus 10 raised to the power. We can bring this a to the side to become an exponent equals 2, so x power a plus 10 raised to the power. Okay, before that one, no, the base over here is 10. Alright, now if you have this, any expression in this form, it is the same thing as b. Alright, if this and then the base over here are the same, then your answer is the same thing as the one we have over here. Okay, so we have 10 raised to the power log to the base 10 of x power a, so the same thing as x power a equals 2. So adding it gives us 2x power a equals 2. Then that means x power a will be equal to 1. Alright, now we now have x power a as 1. All right, so from here we are going to take log on both sides of the equation. So we get this equals log 1. This a travels to this side. So we get this equals log 1 is the same thing as 0. All right, now from here we can just take any of these two terms and then equate it to 0. And then we can proceed to find our answer. So we can equate a to 0 and at the same time equate the whole of log x to 0. All right. Now, if a is equal to 0, remember from when we were making y the subject, we have our a to be this expression. All right. So we have a to be square root of this whole thing. All right, this is a. All right, and we are having a to be 0, so it means this expression will be equal to 0. Now from here, if you have to square both sides of the equation, we are going to have this expression then equals 0. Then there's a 10 over here, so if you have to get rid of the log, we are going to have this equals 10 power 0, and then 10 power 0 is the same thing as 1. So we have 11 minus x to the power of log x equals 1. All right, so you can get 11 minus 1 equals x to the power of log x. All right, that is bringing this 1 to the left hand side and then sending the x power log x to the right hand side. So 11 minus 1 is 10, so 10 equals x power log x. All right, now from here we can take log on both sides is to the base 10. So log to the base 10 on both sides. Log 10 base 10 is 1. So we are going to have this multiplying another log x, right? Because this travels to this side. So log x gives us log x all squared equals 1. Now we are going to square root both sides of the equation. So we are going to have log x equals square root of 1. Then the square root of 1 gives us plus or minus 1. Okay, now remember there is a base 10 over here. So getting rid of the log gives us x equals 10 to the power plus or minus 1. Alright, that was when a was equal to 0. Now, if log x is also equal to 0, then what will we get? So log x equals 0. Then that means x becomes 10 power 0. And that is 1. So considering these two equations, we can see that we have three values of x, right? That is x equals 10 power 1, 10 power minus 1, and 1 itself. All right, so 10 raised to the power 1 is 10. 10 power minus 1 is 1 on 10. And then this one. So we have three values of x from our solution. So what we are going to do at this point is to substitute each value of x into the expression for y. Then we get the corresponding values of y. Okay, so remember from our solution that we have y to be this whole expression. All right, so y equals 10 to the power square root of this whole expression. All right, now let's take each value of x one after the other. When x equals 10, when x is equal to 10, I'm going to get y to be 10 raised to the power square root of log 11 minus 10 to the power of log 10. All right, now from here you can just use your calculator to get a final answer. But if you're interested in knowing how we can get our final answer without using a calculator, then you can continue watching the video. Or if you just want to use a calculator straightforward, you can, forward the video to a point that you want. So from here, we will get 10 raised to the power square root of See, log 11 minus, you see the base over here is a 10. All right, so log 10 base 10, that is, I'm talking about this one. I'm talking about this whole log. That whole log is the same thing as 1. So we're going to get 10 power 1, which is the same thing as 10 actually. So it's going to give us 10 raised to the power square root of log 11 minus 10 is 1. So we're going to get log 1, which is 10 raised to the power. Log 1 is 0, so square root of 0, which is 10 power 0. And then 10 raised to the power 0 is 1. Alright, so it means when x is equal to 10, y is also going to give us 1. Alright, the next value of x is 1 out of 10. So x is equal to 10. X is equal to 1 out of 10. Then y will be equal to 10 to the power log 11 minus 1 out of 10 raised to the power log 1 out of 10. Alright, so simplifying it, 10 raised to the power square root of log 11 minus, now 1 out of 10 is the same thing. 1 out of 10 is the same thing as 10 raised to the power minus 1. Alright, so equals 10 raised to the power square root of log 11 minus, this negative 1 travels to this side. Alright, so you're going to get 1 out of 10 to the power minus log 10. Alright, and then there's a base of 10 over here. So log 10 is actually 1. So it's going to give us 10 to the power square root of log 11 minus 1 out of 10 power minus 1. Okay, so this will be equal to 10 to the power square root of log 11 minus 1 out of 10 all to the power minus 1 is the same thing as 10. So we are going to get 10 to the power square root of log 1, which is actually the same thing as how we solved this one. Right, so equals 10, log 1 is 0, so square root of 0, that's going to give us 1. So we can see from the solution that when x is also 1 out of 10, then y is also 1. So let's move on to our last value of x, which is 1. So when x equals 1, then y will be equal to 10 raised to the power square root of log 11 minus 1 to the power log 1. Alright, equals 10 raised to the power square root of log 11 minus, 10, log 10 of 1, log 1 base 10, Log 1 base 10 is actually 0, so we're going to get 1.0. Okay, so 10 raised to the power square root of 1.0 is 1, and 11 minus 1 is 10, so log 10. Right, so for this one, we have 10 raised to the power square root of log 10. And then log 10 is actually 1 because the base over here is also 10. Alright, so we are going to get 10 raised to the power square root of 1. And then square root of 1 is plus or minus 1. So we are going to get something like this. Alright, so it means y for when x is equal to 1 will be equal to 10 and minus 1 on 10. Alright, so we are done with all our substitutions. So we just have to write our final answer in a well organized way. Alright, so when x is equal to 10, when x was equal to 10, that is from here. When x was equal to 10, we had y to be 1. So we can write it as this. X equals 10, y equals 1. Alright, now for our next value of x, that was 1 out of 10. We also had y to be 1. Okay, so when x equals 1 out of 10, y is still 1. Alright, then when x was equal to 1, x equals 1, y gave us two values, that was 10 and then 1 on 10. It's not negative 1 on 10, sorry, it's 1 on 10. Alright, So it's 1 and 10. So when x is equal to 1, y is equal to 10, and then when x is equal to 1, y is equal to 1 out of 10. So for this question, there are 10 different solutions for this single question that we have. All right, so this is our video for today. If you want to get a written solution, I will attach one at the end of the video so you can check that one out. So this is how I solved this question. All right, so 4 different solutions for this question. X is equal to 10, y equals 1. X equals 1 out of 10, y is still 1. When x equals 1, y is 10. And then when s is equal to 1 again, y is 1 out of 10. So these are the 4 solutions to our logarithmic equation. So yeah, see you in my next video. Please do well to like the video, share, subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you for your time and see you in my next video. Goodbye.